Okay, let's see. What do we have? EU de we start with 2 EU devlogs. Looks like they're pretty short devlogs. What do we have? We have Montcalm. We don't even know what it does. Rodney getting a... Isn't Rodney... What the hell was Rodney? Was that in Nelson with less guns? I don't remember. But sure. 15% speed boost is pretty big. Especially if it keeps the super heal thing. Rodney was Nelson with Torps. Oh. Interesting. Incheon. That's a tier 10 weirdo cruiser. Actually, really good rudder shift for a cruiser. Much faster torps, better angles. Utah. Utah was the Vermont test. Reload time reduced from 36.8 to 36. Okay, let's see. That's a surprisingly minimal buff. That's a surprisingly minimal buff. That was the leg mod that I thought looked like garbage. That was the one where you had to give up your concealment. You got what? Well, you got what was a bit of reload. You gave up concealment and you got a bit of reload. I think that was it. Now they're making the reload buff a bit larger. I still don't think it's probably worth it on the Vermont. Because you go from 12.6 conceal to something like 14 can conceal. I think it's gonna lead to less survivability, less utility, and less damage. Because being spotted all the time in the Vermont is ass. One of the great strengths of the Vermont is popping out of nowhere with a huge fucking volley that can devstruck even battleships. That's one of the great strengths, and catching people off guard when they don't expect you to be in places you are, or shoot when you should. So, I still don't think this is worth it. 4 seconds reload for giving up concealment expert. I ain't sold, man. I ain't sold. Also, farming down Vermont is gonna be so much. Farming down this Utah, well, Vermont leg mode is gonna be so much easier. Because one of the other things with Vermont is it's hard to kill Vermont. If Vermont starts running away, you have to push into their entire team to hunt him down, and because he goes stealth, which means you can't farm him, and then even if he shoots back, he shoots 20-second bloom, and then he goes dark for another 20 seconds. It's really hard to keep pressure on a Vermont. So, I don't think this is. I still don't think this leg mod is very good. Also negates a lot of value of running brisk. Yeah, I mean, that's what I meant, utility. Like, when you give up concealment module on brick for this leg mod, you give up a shit ton of survivability, because you're easier to hunt down, you're easier to farm, you take more random damage in general because you're spotted. Like, if you're a cruiser and brick is randomly spotted, you throw some HE volleys at him because fire isn't free damage. You're just gonna eat a lot more random damage. Brisk is going to be less effective because you're going to be spotted a lot more. The difference between 14 and 12.6 conceal is huge. It really is huge. Yeah, it's a difference between battlecruiser conceal and fucking Montana conceal. That's the difference. It's a huge difference, and you're going to get spotted a lot more because of it. And you're going to lose damage as well. Yeah, you get the 4-second faster reload, but how often do you really in a Vermont shoot your guns on cooldown? That's what people who run like leg mode or sort of reload mode of Vermont or something. I've seen them play, and they never fucking pull their. The only time that shit is good is if every time the second your guns reload, you pull the trigger and shoot them again. And how often do people really do that? Basically, fucking never. Almost no volleys are instantly fired the second they come on cooldown. Most of the time, they wait for the ship to make a turn, make a predictable move, anything that will guarantee that the volley lands, and they can hold their fire for 5 to 10 seconds after the guns are reloaded just to get that perfect shot in, because that's more damage than just randomly spewing out shots. Like, a battleship is not a cruiser. You're not shooting a cooldown unless you're something like a Loria or something that reloads like Republic, that where you just want to do that to make up for all the other weaknesses. So, I think effectively you're gonna have less damage, less survivability, less utility, and I think 4 seconds reload is nowhere near enough to make up for that. If you start loading HE in it like a Mecklenburg, and then you can shoot on cooldown. You shoot all the time on cooldown, and that's where real life matters. But you're never gonna do that in Vermont. You only ever basically load AP. So it's just I have such a hard time seeing myself ever using that. Okay, what else? Second EU devlog. Very short one. Down. It's like a 15% range buff to range. Okay. What was Victoria? Was that the Marco Polo? Or was what Lepanto? It was some Italian thing at tier 9. Spanish rum with funky shells. I don't know. They're just reusing the ship basically. Now it's Spanish. Whatever. And then we have the Russian devlog, but those were EU devlogs. The Russian devlog is a bit more interesting in the sense that they're giving us the new map. Roar of the Waterfall is the current working name, I guess. It's gonna have domination and arms race. It's almost mirrored, but I'm a bit sussy about this. This difference in islands here. Just like, yeah, I mean, I guess they both work. The advantage you have here, if you push it to this island with a cruiser, you can push here and get flank control. Whereas if you push here, well, there's a risk of them pushing the flank, but it's going to be hard to push into this. And you can move towards the center instead. You're more vulnerable to shots from... I don't know. A lot of middle islands. Small middle islands in the caps. Standard carrier island, of course. The appearance of the map at this stage is a draft. Yeah. Wait, that's these? Oh, there's waterfalls. That's what they mean. Wait, how the fuck does a waterfall flow? What? I realize this is a draft, but like, what? That makes no sense. Where does the water come from if it's flowing down like this? What? Where's the water coming from? Like, I was wondering, I thought this was some sort of placeholder thing, but these are waterfalls. That's probably why it's called Roar of the Waterfalls. But do they understand that the water for a waterfall usually comes from somewhere? What the fuck? Underwater rivers in the middle of the ocean. I mean, is this any less realistic than all the other things we have going on in World of Warships now? No, no, it really isn't. But I mean, it's still kind of jarring. Like they're doing a lot of waterfalls. Okay. Yeah, those are waterfalls. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna bitch because I'm glad that at least one server is getting new maps. This is the second new map that Russia is getting now. EU hasn't gotten anything regarding new maps in a long time. Russia is getting their Four Brothers map, and then they're getting this one. So Russia has two new Hydra maps in the works, whereas on EU we're getting fuck all. So yeah, this is the other new map they're getting. This thing, Kamchatka. They're getting this one as well, which is like a Four Brothers type of map. Like you can go through the middle, but then you can split off to the sides as well. They're getting this one as well. So honestly, I can't be mad because at least one server is getting new maps. That's cool. This kind of sucks though that we're not getting any of this. Oh, and there. Oh, this is what new textures to Archipelago. They're updating the visuals on new maps or on old maps as well. Is this like, what is this, before and after? No, I think this is just in general. These are different islands. They're just giving us new visuals on the old maps. That's cool. You know. Oh well. Oh well. Magma flowing and throwing up steam would have been way better. Yeah. I don't know what they're doing, but still, I'm glad. Hopefully, with Lesta getting all those new maps, Wargaming will somehow kind of look at their homework, like, you know, and copy some notes, and maybe we'll get some new maps as well. I don't know. One can hope. One can hope. This is not the second map, but third. Kamchatka is the first and ready for release. There's one more. Wait, what? They're getting 3 new maps. No way. What's the other one? Can you link? No way is fucking Lesta getting 3 new maps while we're getting none. That's not cool. No way. Wait, what is this? Wait, when did they post this? I missed this. What? Oh, when did they post this one? Bro, this sucks. You just forgot? Probably. Oh shit, it's got like these huge mountains in the back and then small mountains that you fight around. This is still a work in progress, I guess. When was this announced? Oh, January. That was January. So they're literally getting 3 new maps, man. They're getting 3 new maps, and we're not getting a single one. I hate that these days you can track what Wargaming is doing based on if they can monetize it. They can't monetize new maps, so they have no interest in giving us new maps. It feels bad, man. It feels really bad. Because you know for a fact that the only reason Wargaming is doing this is because they can't monetize it and they don't really want to put out any money to get an art department back. So we don't get any maps at all. It sucks, man. That sucks. 3 new maps. Holy shit. That's a lot of fucking different maps to get to experience. That sucks. I really thought when Wargaming and Lesta split up, that maybe, just maybe, EU would come out on top because we'd be cutting away like all the Russian company influences. But now looking at it, I'm pretty sure we ended up losing. I'm pretty sure we just ended up on the losing side. Like, I don't know how the fuck that happened, but I'm pretty sure we just ended up on the worst side. Fuck me. Seychelles, yeah, that's the last new map. And that's the one that we see sometimes in randoms. Seychelles. This one was released. And this was announced in what? This one was already in this stage in basically almost finished in 2022. June 2022. So almost 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And we haven't gotten anything new since then. And they're getting 3 new maps.